Good to go. Alright, so they'll be starting at any point. What are your perspective on these two
Well,
runners?
I think that the way this will
Hey,
start
you're
out, I've
A-OK, you're
seen
ready, so whenever
Shib's
you're
early
ready to
game
start, go
be
for it.
incredibly dominant, like really similar to Cyber and mine in terms of how dominant it is. So would not be surprised to see a an early lead by Shib, but that can all change once you hit the halfway point, even maybe earlier on because so many crazy random things can happen in this category. So. That's what I would see, expect to see. I'd also look out for Enchanted Dominion, where Shib is going to be going with a slightly different and safer route, and we'll see if it pays off for him.
Yeah. Currently, right now, Adam is about 5 seconds behind Shib's stream, so don't think that Shib is ahead at any point when they could possibly. Right, like at this point, they're tied. Um, yeah, no. So the beginning part of this game, you have to get through the tutorial, which is orbs, which pretty much kind of shows you how how the commands work, like how the feel of the how the feel of the game is if you first start out.
Hmm.
First fight we've got coming up is orbs. BB, please explain orbs to these
Well,
lovely peoples at home.
it's one of the worst fights in the entire run, and I'm not joking.
Fantastic. Great
the
way to start in the first minute of the game.
Yeah, so this will be an interesting way to start off a race for sure. Basically, you have to go through 3 waves of orbs. The orbs have a mind of their own. They move and basically outspeed all of Aqua's attacks, and you don't have much to work with at the very start. So, getting consistently fast orbs is basically impossible. However, there are a couple of strategies. As you saw right there, uh, one of Shib's allies, either Ven or Terra, actually knocked one of the orbs into another one. If they collide with each other via a finisher, then they will automatically both be destroyed, which is a huge time saver if that happens. Of course, stuff like this can happen where orbs can get stuck behind the throne. Like I said, the dumbest stuff in the world can happen here. Oh, Lord. Okay. Well, Shib is at critical health right now going into this 3rd wave. I'd be very afraid right now since there are plenty of orbs and plenty of ways to die at this point.
Whew. And they are actually, oh my god, Shib accidentally reset.
He reset his timer, didn't he?
He did.
Well, I guess he's going to be going timerless.
Yeah. Alright, we don't need a timer for this, boys.
We do have one working timer, so that's not that big of a deal. It's a good thing that we have both of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just take off of Shib's timer. Uh, I'm just gonna go ahead and relay this. Shib is 5 seconds ahead in the stream to Adam. So if they look like they're like in sync, their videos are doing the same thing. Adam is actually 5 seconds ahead. I mean, Shib is actually 5 seconds ahead. Yeah. Moving on into the first world of Castle of Dreams. This world is pretty simple. It's not too hard. It's a good world to practice especially for Jacques Escort in the first part of this. But before then, we also have a menu and a few chests to pick up. The first couple
Yeah,
chests that we
that's
have to
right.
get are.
We have the fleeting crystal off to the left, and then he'll activate the cutscene. And then on the way down, he'll be going down to pick up the barrier surge chest. Barrier surge will be used to sell. In fact, all of the items that you get in this area are used to sell to get your starting lineup of commands, which are very important to the rest of the route. The fleeting crystal is going to be used to create magic hastes, which are incredibly important to the run, since you want to reload your magic commands as quickly as possible. And most of your commands, in fact, just about all of them, are magic based. So magic haste is absolutely essential to the speedrun.
Yes. And you'll see in the later portion that we end up getting a lot of magic haste in this first part of the game, because it's just more or less we need to be able to use our spells. We need to reduce the cooldowns, and that's what magic haste is there to provide. As Shib and Adam are both going to be heading through the door towards outside to the courtyard. their first, they have to go through a menu coming up through here after they pick up this chest. And what does this menu do and ensue for this first part of the game?
Well, first of all, we have, according to a viewer, we have possibly technical difficulties. It seems that we don't have any gameplay audio coming from the stream.
I fixed that.
Alright, if we did, then we can move on to the menu. The first thing that we're going to do after buying the blizzards and sliding dash is throwing those immediately onto Aqua. The blizzards are important because they fill up your command gauge pretty quickly, do pretty decent damage, and lead immediately into Spellweaver, which is probably the most important part of the entire speedrun, the Spellweaver command style.
Yeah.
Along with that, you also immediately equip EXP0. Very briefly to explain, when this game was released on the PS3, part of the 2.5 bundle, the EXP0 ability was actually rebalanced to do more damage since it was so crap in the PSP version. But they actually seem to have overdid it, or maybe overlooked some of the damage modifiers that they applied. Because, as you'll see, or as you may have already seen, Spellweaver and even Peter Pan's D-Link does insane damage if used correctly.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And that's a major source of time save and speed in this speed run.
That was the main thing with this game. If you guys don't know, KH2 was built around EXP0, where in Kingdom Hearts 2 was built around EXP0 in Final Mix, where in this game it was not. So when they rebalanced the damage in 2.5, they didn't really have anything to go with, so they could just kind of ballparked it, and their numbers were very, very off. So that's where all the damage is really coming from. As we'll now actually enter into Jacques Escort. Basically, BB, explain it.
Well, Shib the God Slayer over here got the perfect Jacques Escort to start this off.
Yeah.
Alright. It looks like Adam's amazing. Not too far behind.
No, he's only about 7 seconds behind.
To briefly explain that fight, Jacques, the Escort, Jacques can choose multiple branching paths along the floor, one of which goes straight to the very end. The others lead to some waves of enemies that you have to clear out of the way so that Jacques can continue.
Or else
so there is RNG involved.
And if he gets hit, that's a nice 10 seconds just gone down the toilet. And we didn't need that anyways, in reality. So coming up after that fight, we go immediately after 3 cutscene skips and a small stint forward. We have to fight the cursed carriage, cursed coach, whatever you want to call it, the giant pumpkin, green pumpkin thing that rolls around on vines. And this fight is pretty consistent, I would say. It's somewhat here or there. BB, brief me on how consistent it is in general.
Well, the way this fight works is that the cursed carriage will go through 4 movement animations, and then we'll decide to use an attack. During that time, you want to be using Blizzard to actually hit this guy and get immediately into Spellweaver as quickly as possible. Once those 4 moves are up, then you want to react accordingly to whatever move that he uses, and stun the cursed carriage whilst filling up your gauge. And then once you're ready to go, you can use the Spellweaver finisher. As you see right there, it does, you know, almost a bar of damage, so...
At
level 1.
See
how maybe they overlooked a couple. Like, you can't do that on beginner or crit. You couldn't do that if you dreamed. It's only available on level 1.
Yeah, and it's kind of unreal because you look at it as, well, okay, this is the first boss in the game, which normally first bosses are meant to be quite hard, and that's what they give you. Here you go, just kill this thing. We don't need it anymore, and it's it kind of breaks this category in a sense, and it makes this category a thing, really, because if Spellweaver and Peter Pan weren't so strong, this category would not be a thing. We'd be doing the Aqua beginner race right now, and everyone would be having a terrible time. So Um, it's kind of a lifesaver, and that is the reason why this is the shortest category in all of the Kingdom Hearts games that we have.
Yep, it is faster than beginner mode and critical mode of Aqua Story, which was a huge, crazy discovery when we realized just how
High
broken
five,
this
dude.
was.
High five.
Yeah, we are the godfathers, yo.
We are the reason why level 1 is used throughout this entire run, because essentially a critical mode run of this game was used EXP0. And we were like, alright, let's do a crit run. And we did a crit run and we were like, nah, let's just keep EXP0 on. And with that ensued this run here, so good work, BB. Now, heading into Dwarf Woodlands, we are going to be experiencing our first stint of ice cream. Ice cream is ingredients dropped by special unversed throughout the worlds in Birth by Sleep, and they drop ingredients which entail, once you get to Disney Town, you can turn them in and turn them into Fabricadabras, which force spell weavers immediately. They're very, very essential, and probably it is the most used item in this run, and it is the most important. So getting these ice creams where they spawn and where they lie within the run and in the route is very, very important. If you forget an ice cream, you run the risk of killing your run completely. So getting them early and when the route entails it to is very, very important.
As you saw right there, they quickly get up on this archway and use sliding dash to cross the gap and get Fission Fire Aga, which is a chest that the game most likely would expect you to get if you had double flight or high jump at this point.
Yeah.
But you can clear that archway with just the normal jump and then using sliding dash to get across the gap as a cute little nifty way of getting Fission Fire Aga, which is mostly going to be used to sell to get money for extra items, which we will be getting in the next world. As of right now, these guys are just doing some movement tech to get to the next fleeting crystal. There are 4 required fleeting crystals in the route, so
Yes.
they're going to be getting any fleeting crystal that they can get their paws on.
Fleeting crystals are very, very important for melding in the later part of the game, and even in the early part of the game to get Magneras and more magic haste. And this is really going to help out for the cooldowns and lower down the fights times and make them more consistent within the route. So getting these fleeting crystals are very, very important. Now, as they go through and head towards Mr. Mirror himself, I believe so, right?
Mr. Unfortunate.
How unfortunate. It seems like Adam's got a slight lead heading into it. It must have been a little bit of more optimized movement compared to Shib.
It looked like the collection of ice cream ingredients was a little bit faster on Adam's part, so that's why he regained the lead.
I see. And now they're going to be going in and doing the stand. Oh, I don't know if Shib is not doing the sleep strat, is he? I don't.
No, they're both using the normal non-sleep route.
Yes, and this is the normal route you would see essentially in a run that isn't going for a world record or something like that, I think. And this strat is scary in general, just because of how much Magic Mirror can actually stall out this fight. Magic Mirror is a jerk, and he can give you the how unfortunate and fly away and ruin everything for you, like it's happening for Shib right now. So,
yeah. What's unfortunate here is that the first combo on the Magic Mirror is guaranteed, and you can start building up meter that way. But you unfortunately cannot kill this guy in one cycle. You have to go through another move, and what move the mirror chooses is completely RNG. So what you saw with Adam is that he got the move where he moves from side to side and charges you very slowly, so you have plenty of time to build up your gauge and then knock him down to finish him off with the Spellweaver finisher. But in Shib's case, he got the worst move, which is the fly from above move, which places the mirror so far away that you cannot stun him at all. So your meter starts going down, and the move itself is just a gigantic waste of time since there's no follow-up.
Exactly, and there's no way to make sure your meter does not fall down into non-Spellweaver. So that's a little rough for Shib. Hopefully he can bounce back from this. This is Aqua Crit level 1. Anything can happen, and it will happen, seeing from Adam's previous run here on RPG Limit Break. Thank you everyone for joining us. We're now going to be heading into Enchanted Dominion as Adam has a slight lead by about 15 seconds to 20 thanks to Magic Mirror's unfortunate shenanigans against Shipmeister. Right now Adam is moving through and heading towards, I think the first chest we're going to get here, since we no longer get that cure chest along past the stairs, is the Ice Barrage chest. And BB, do you want to explain the Ice Barrage chest and how we ended up discovering the stupid slide dash? Because we're all dumb.
Well, apparently, when the route was first conceived, some stuff was tested, such as this chest that you can get relatively early. Ice Barrage is a command that takes up 2 slots, and actually has a little bit of enhanced damage via EXP0, which is really more of the correct rebalancing of EXP0's damage.
And it's really
and it
nice.
also fills up
yeah.
gauge incredibly quickly.
Yeah, your command style gauge, every time you use an Ice Barrage, it's almost guaranteed to get, it is guaranteed to get about halfway or 3/4, and sometimes you can even get a full bar out of it. So it's very, very useful for the command styles.
As you can see right here, basically what we would used to do is we would go around through this fight and then go the long way around, but it was found that you can just use the stairs, and with a well-used sliding dash you can get up to that little island where Ice Barrage is and pick it up really early. It looks like Adam had the perfect setup right there, no issues.
Yeah.
Now, I believe what Shib has is 2 sliding dashes, which is a little bit more of a safe way to ensure that you get up there.
Yeah.
It's almost kind of a hybrid of Rebel's like old original way of getting up to this thing.
Yeah, I remember this, but it is the hybrid. It is the safe way, because you don't have to line up, because that line, the wall is right there and it messes with your camera, so it's a little tough to kind of organize. And this is the guaranteed safe way to do it. So. And it looks like Adam getting through Goons 1 fairly quickly.
Yeah, unfortunately I wasn't able to pop in to look at the fight, but it looked like he cleared through it pretty quickly.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna
really
be focusing a little bit on Shib's Goon 1 fight.
Yeah.
These guys are terrifying. Level 1 crit is no joke. You can die in just a few hits, and these guys are no exception. In fact, they're probably one of the worst enemies in early game.
Definitely.
You have to keep your eye on these guys.
I hate this world just for this in general, and the upcoming fight that Adam is about to enter into now is Goons 2. Probably close to the longest force fight in the game. Oh, no, it definitely is, without a doubt.
It's probably one of my favorite, actually.
Oh, because it's so technical.
Oh, yeah. If you look, Adam is already just using a sliding dash. What he's going for right now is he's getting these goons off of the rampart, getting them off of the wall. They aren't required to die, but it fills up his command gauge a little bit, and it keeps him safe. So it all adds up to creating an overall faster fight. Now what he's going for is he's taking out these ground-based enemies that are spawning around with Magnet, Thunder, and Spellweaver, of course. Yeah. So Adam has already passed the first rampart, as Shib is just now entering the fight. What you'll also see is Adam using sliding dash to get up to that one archer that he left alive specifically so that he could get up there really quickly. And we are already past the first gate.
Yeah, good job from Adam showing his mastery in this fight. Very, very good display so far. Keeping the goons in the air with a magnet, hitting with thunders just to get that Spellweaver finisher as soon as possible, and then he's gonna use it and declare out the rest of the goons after this wave, because this is this is going to be the last wave of goons spawning up, and he is just gonna meet up Phil to get up on the ledge to break it, because without breaking the ledge, you can't actually advance forward.
And as you see right there, he actually did a slight little jump in midair. If you time the jump, you won't actually have to ledge grab at all, so that's a little bit of time save. He picks up this pulsing crystal, which is a guaranteed second chance on his renewal barrier later on. Just a quick reminder that once more second chance are essentially required abilities in an RTA such as this, where you're getting one shot almost on a regular basis during endgame.
Man, this makes me want second chance and once more required on KH2 course. in that RTA, damn.
It looks like Shib is keeping up. Unfortunately, he didn't get the jump right there, but he's still
he's
picking
not
up right
too
along.
far behind at all. Anything.
He also
can
has the
happen.
double sliding dash layout, which could help a little bit with his movement. It's not gonna make him immediately catch up to Adam, but it certainly will clear a little bit of distance, possibly, and maybe with some faster fights and maybe a mistake by Adam, this could be equalized out a little bit.
Definitely.
But Adam is definitely in top form and looking like he doesn't want to make a single mistake.
Yeah. Adam, I know he was disappointed from that last run, so he's just like, I'm not trying to get kicked out of this tournament. I can already tell from him he wants that run back with you. He's gonna have to probably, like, if you beat Rebel, and if he wins this, he's gonna have to go through Rebel just to try to. Oh wait, is Rebel in Grand Finals?
No, that would be me.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Rebels after this. With this, the winner has to go play Rebel What in a Aqua Crit race, and that's whoever wins this will be a really, really interesting race, because Rebel likes to talk in your ear. He likes to talk you up. He's a very personable person, and he'll get in your head really, really easily. So that will be a really, really tough fight, and I'm sure I think Adam just wants that run back with you, BB, just to try to show his dominance in this. Coming up now, we've got Dragon Mal and BB. Explain this fight, this stupid fight.
Well, basically there's a safe zone by Dragon Mal's leg, essentially. She'll just continue to attack in front of her, but if you stay back here, the hitboxes will not reach you, and you can just kind of like wail on her, as just like this, and just continue to use Spellweaver finishers against her. There is the fear of her taking off if she doesn't use the Fire Breath, which will give you enough time to do so. It looks like in this one, Adam had a little bit more fortune than he did in the last race, so he gets through that fight perfectly fine. Shib is going through the same exact thing. Unfortunately, right there, targeting the head results in that potentially happening. Hopefully it's not too big of a problem. But the Ice Barrage could potentially miss her head if she's jumping up and down just like that for the giant ground pound. It looks like Shib is going to be perfectly fine here. Since we have the fire and everything, gives him plenty of time to fill up the gauge. Use Spellweaver Finisher, just carve through that health. Bread and butter, easy peasy, easy squeezy.
So, I went to go look at the tournament, and it looks like Rebel's not in the tournament anymore. Sorry, folks, I'm tired as hell. Adam really wants that run back with you, BB, in Grand Finals.
It's okay, dude.
Fantastic.
We're all tired. We all make mistakes. It's cool.
Dude, no, because you said earlier that Rebel was in.
I never said that.
Yeah, you did.
About?
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't. What?
Whatever.
We're gonna have to look at the tape.
We'll review the tape later on. As now, Adam Tinley's heading into Radiant Garden to line
accusations.
Accusations.
What is this?
You're on the pedestal, man.
All right, so Adam right now is just doing some movement right now, going up to get this. I believe this is the last fleeting crystal that you have to pick up. I believe it is. I'm trying to think if there's any more that I could be potentially missing. I think this is it. But yeah, that should be the fourth
I believe it
and
is.
final required fleeting crystal, which gets you all of the magic haste that you need. Uh, which will now lead Adam into the fight alongside Mickey. Now, what's incredibly important about this fight is that you're actually pretty pressed for CP to level up fire to level 2. In order for the fires to be meldable, which is very important at this point, they need to be at level 2, a requirement, and this fight gives you just enough to hit that, as long as Mickey does not kill the enemies instead. If Mickey does, instead of you, the CP just goes off into limbo, and you don't pick it up. As long as you kill all the enemies, though, you are guaranteed to get all of the CP from the fight.
We need to just keep Mickey away, and hopefully he does not get all the kills.
And right there, you saw at the very, very end, Adam gets the fire level ups, which is what he's really after. So he's good to go, no problemo.
Yeah. And now Shib is actually going to be entering the fight. I don't know how far behind he is. How long is that fight normally? On a pretty solid fight.
That's probably like 30 seconds or so, I would say.
Right. So Shib's not too far behind. Anything can happen. This is Aqua crit, so
it is a slight lead for sure. But yeah, like you said, anything can happen.
Yeah, and excellent magnet for him, getting in between all the mandrakes in the perfect spot. Mandrakes are very, very scary in this fight because if you lose one, all of a sudden you got a razor leaf in your butt, and those hurt a lot. And
now what I'm worried about here is that he's got it perfectly fine.
Yeah, definitely.
Looks like one of the falcons, birds, whatever you want to fucking call them, was sent off to the side by Mickey. So I was worried that he wasn't gonna get the CP that he needed, but it looks like he's just fine.
Yeah. And now, Adam, going to be heading over to Trinity Armor. I'm going to go ahead and make his stream into full screen. And, BB, while Trinity Armor, please explain everything that he's going on, because I haven't played this game in a long time. And I don't know exactly what he's doing, buddy.
Alright. Well, as you've seen, obviously, Spellweaver is your main weapon to destroy and slay these bosses. Trinity Armor is broken up into 3 pieces, kind of an homage to Guard Armor from KH1. Basically, he's going to be using essentially 1 Spellweaver per piece of armor to down this guy. So he's going to be going first off with an Ice Barrage. This is enough hits to fill the entire gauge and get him straight into Spellweaver. And then we use the Mind Square that we just picked up. That gets us a plenty of gauge and damage. And as you can see, we're already off to the races with the Spellweaver use. And the legs are just about dead. So the next goal right here is to get once again into Spellweaver and kill the legs. And now we're just about ready to use another Spellweaver finisher. He's in there just in time because that kills the hands. If he doesn't kill the hands fast enough, then he goes through a long maybe 5 to 8 second animation of lost time before the head goes through this pattern right here. And now all you have to do is stand under the head, spam some commands, get into Spellweaver finisher, and this fight is essentially over. And he might not even need the Spellweaver finisher because look at all the damage.
He definitely doesn't. The nice thing about Aqua is that when she uses a command, she stands completely still, and she doesn't move backwards, unlike Terra when you use fire or any other kind of spell. He slightly moves backwards and actually puts you at risk of getting hit by the laser, and it's actually really, really annoying.
Alright, now we have Shib going through the same thing, it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of, he didn't get the full command gauge fill from that first Ice Barrage, so a little bit of extra time lost just to be a little bit safe.
Small hiccup,
but it's completely necessary. Deal. And he's going through the motions just like Adam is, as Adam heads off to the next boss of this world, Lvl1.
Yeah, probably the worst designed and programmed fight in the entire game.
And there are multiple parts to him too.
Yeah, exactly.
You get to see him 3 times in this run.
Lvl1, if you haven't seen it before, takes a trip around the merry-go-round because he's not immune to magnet, if you didn't know that. And if he doesn't end up dodging your magnet, he'll get sucked into it. So with 2 magnets, you can endlessly keep him looped if you time your magnets correctly.
Hmm.
And pretty much what it is use throw him up in a magnet. Use magnet and mind square to force into Spellweaver. Then once you get Spellweaver, not to use a magnet, hit him twice, and then use another magnet to keep him in the air until you get the Spellweaver finisher. And then it's use a magnet, and then use a what am I thinking? What am I trying to... Ice barrage.
Ice barrage.
Yeah,
yes.
that's the one. And or use a magnet, then a mind square. Or use a magnet and two commands to force out him to get about 3/4 of a bar left, and then you can use a magnet and use a Spellweaver finisher to end him off. The reason we don't use Spellweaver right away in this fight is because if you use it, he is probably 100% going to dodge every hit of it, and you will get maybe 1 hit of Spellweaver down on him. And it's quite depressing to see that this fight get taken down by one mechanic of the game, because if he dodges one thing, he's automatically immune to everything about that one spell. Adam, very solid Vanitas 1.
Mhm.
Great job from him.
Yeah, now, exactly. We'll be seeing Shib going for it as well. The first magnet is RNG, whether or not he gets caught in it, because of the wonderful teleport mechanic that this boss has. Any hit that you throw at this guy, he can teleport out of it if he wanted to, but it looks like both of our runners are fortunate. Now, what you're going to want to see here is the micromanagement right here. So we just got the blade charge command style. It's actually a tier 2 command style, which registers really similarly to Spellweaver. If you're in a tier 1 command style and you use Blizzard and other elemental commands, you'll go into blade charge. But blade charge is not what we're after. It does less damage to the Spellweaver. So what you want to do is you want to use commands that would not trigger blade charge, but would fill the Spellweaver gauge, while it's keeping this guy looped around. And you would just want to use magnet, and then once you fill that up, then you can do all the damage that you want. So I just did the timing right there. It looks like Adam actually does have a little bit more than a minute lead on Shib right now.
Oh, that's not too bad. A rough start. That Trinity armor kind of lost him a lot of time, not being able to break him up before the lasers.
Yeah, no, it seems like both of these guys have good runs. It's just that Shib is making just small, minute mistakes, and that is adding up over the course of the run. Yeah, is the only issue.
With us being 32 minutes into the run, we are just about at the halfway point, entering into deep space into the first force fight, which is pretty much get Spellweaver and do a circle around the area. We'll clear out all the enemies. This is actually the first world where you notice that all your spells don't one-hit everything. The battle level in this world is makes all these unversed have a higher defense, higher defense stat, and more HP. So your the damage output that you had before after Trinity armor is not the same, and it actually does a little bit less. You have to do a couple more hits with Spellweaver. It's not too bad, but it is a kind of a hindrance, and you do notice it when you do play this game. Now entering into doing a menu, and what does this menu ensue, BB?
This is really just the final what is it? It's the final Fyra that you need to meld. See, at this point, you have most everything melded. You're only required to have one Blizzara melded simply for the magic haste, and then we're just going to sell that Blizzara later on. It's really not that much of a requirement. The Fyras, though, however, are very important because those will turn into a Fyraga, which gets you once more, or it'll turn into a Raging Storm, which isn't that big of a deal. What you're really after there, as I just mentioned, is the once more ability. So That's what was melded there. And he'll have all of those leveled up and ready to go by the time he needs to meld Firaga.
Yeah, definitely.
So
That,
really, this route just comes down to getting the getting the commands that best fit the route, and then just melding those together to get the best abilities.
yeah. That fire aggro that BB is talking about is so essential. It gives you that nice, once more, and with second chance going on renew a barrier here in the future. It really, really indicates. It really gives us that nice. It opens up the window of more mistakes, I guess you
Good
can
lord.
say.
Adam's scaring the crap out of me.
Yeah, I can
Alright,
see
there we
that.
go. He's got full HP now.
A nice
Oh,
thing,
but he's taking more
like
hits.
what we were talking about before during the winners finals match. Gotcha take that is probably the least consistent and scariest fight.
The hook ship of
Yeah,
Aqua Crit.
yeah, definitely.
See, this is where things become interesting because with Shib having this minute-long deficit, he could opt to be a little bit more risky since his tournament life is on the line. He could opt to be a little bit more risky to potentially get a faster fight in the hopes that he could actually catch up a lot of time.
Definitely, but the upsetting thing
You'd
about
be
this,
you'd be betting your tournament life on this one fight, which is
Definitely.
crazy, but that is how this works.
definitely, and the nice benefit of this is that one health orb after killing a one of the enemy bikes is that one health orb brings you to full HP. That is very, very, very nice, but you also have to be careful while traveling for that HP orb if you've been hit in the past. Because I've seen many times where people are making that dash to that health orb and get just like drive by hit and run out of nowhere, blood everywhere, and your run is dead.
It looks like Adam is alive, survives the DS minigame.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna see how Shib takes care of the rest of this and see if he could potentially make up a little bit of time since his you don't want to be you don't I'll just say this much, you don't want to be a minute behind Adam at this part of the run. You're already halfway through the run and there's really not much major time saves that you could get unless Adam makes a major mistake. And do you really want to bet on Adam making a huge mistake at this point?
Of course not. Adam, very, very, very strong player in Birth by Sleep. I believe he understands this game more than anyone else that in the USA. Like just being honest right now. Can you name someone else?
He's the guy, dude. He is the BBS guy, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
knows
the sage.
everything.
He has the information. And
you got a question. You have a question about Birth by Sleep. Go to Adam Timothy Zero. He'll have the answer without a doubt.
now it looks like Shib might be gaining up. If this fight goes well, he might potentially actually have a bit of a time save on Adam because the teleporter room fight wasn't the best, and the DS minigame itself also wasn't really the best either.
Yeah. How was Shib's DS minigame? I wasn't.
It
really
looked pretty
looking
clean to me. It wasn't the riskiest thing in the world for sure, but it did look pretty clean. It looked like enemies were charging at him, and he was getting the kills that he needed to get a pretty solid DS minigame, which isn't going to be saving a huge amount of time on Adam. But it was better than what Adam had. Adam seemed to be just surviving the entire fight.
Yeah. Let me take a look here. Alright, yeah, it looks like now Shib is probably about 45 seconds behind. He did gain
maybe 45, 40.
Yeah, he did gain some time with that Gotcha Take That. It was very, very solid. His fight was actually not too bad either. Going into the Stitch Force fight here, what do you have to do in this fight that Shib is doing right now?
Well, you go through some waves of enemies, so you basically have to anticipate the waves, and you have to place your magnets and yourself in the correct location at the correct time, especially with the surveillance bots spawning on essentially the edges of the arena right here. As you can see, Shib started on one edge, magneted, and then just spellweavered across the entire thing to kill everything. which he got away with a little bit since the bot seemed to be going his way, but at that point, you're going to be needing things to go your way if you want to catch up to Adam.
Oh, definitely, definitely. Adam, very good, like we said before, very good player, and with Shivs and his tournament life on the line, as BB said, I think he needs to go for he needs that break, and I'm sure. Like, I can't say that I'm sure because it's Adam when it comes to Birth by Sleep, but this is Aqua Critical, like I've said before, and anything can happen. You can do just the most. You can do the simplest thing and you're dead. Really.
Yeah. This is, I guess, the calm before the storm, you might want to say.
Yeah.
After that the DS minigame, for sure. That was kind of the big equalizer. So now we have a few collective fights here and there, collecting some ice cream ingredients, making the actual ice cream itself, which we could go into a little bit of detail later on, but we'll save that for another time. But then after that, we actually have the boss rush, essentially, of this category at the very end, and that's where things can get real hectic, and one mistake could be could shift the race in one direction or the other. It all just depends on how well prepared these guys are for these fights, and how the fights respond.
Definitely. And, oh, I'm trying to see what fight is that. Oh, and welcome to the second longest force fight of the game, I guess you can say, with the OC. This one is get Spellweaver finisher, use them on the triple bruisers, and then get Spellweaver again and just make a run all the way around and take out everything. Yeah. And take as you can see,
he's placing, like, he is getting Spellweaver just like essentially as you're describing it, but the placement of like the magnets and everything is very precise to make sure that everything gets caught in there. Yeah, it isn't really just getting it's not really just getting Spellweaver just all willy-nilly.
Oh, I can understand that.
It's probably the difference between Shib and Adam at this point, just the little minute differences in placements of a Spellweaver and just small things within each fight, the little details. That's causing Shib to be behind by this much at this point in the run. Let's see here. Does he use Spellweaver at the very end? No. He probably wants to opt to save it for right here. This is a little interesting. I think he's got everything except for that one guy off to the side. Yeah, it's the minute differences here. As you can see, he has to do a little bit of extra cleanup, and you don't want to lose that kind of time to Adam, for sure. As Adam over here to the other side is going through the Olympus Coliseum tournament rounds. Right here, it's basically going to be a spamming. Once you get Spellweaver finisher, it's basically going to be a spamming of Magnet and Ice Barrage to get through every single round. There are a couple of scary rounds that you have to get through, but once you get past those, it's pretty much smooth sailing. Shib over here to the side collecting the ice cream ingredients, the final ice cream ingredients that he's going to be needing for the rest of this. It looks like you can choose to go either way in this route, since after you defeat the Coliseum Cups, it spawns you at the same location as after that forced fight at the very start, so you can go either way. It looks like Shib decided to get the ice cream ingredients first, and then do the cups, and Adam decided to do it the other way. Hmm. Alrighty then. As we continue right along, it looks like Adam is going to be doing his shopping first, and then going to be collecting the ice cream. You can do this in any order that you desire. Basically, he's getting rid of all of the unnecessary commands at this point, and basically setting up for the end game of this category by just doing a lot of shopping and getting rid of a lot of things. He's going to be basically recollecting or reconstructing his entire deck from the ground up as soon as he collects the ice cream. Now, to quickly describe how the ice cream works in this case, essentially, as we described earlier, you're collecting the ice cream ingredients from the prize pods throughout the run. There's 3 locations which will give you the ice cream ingredients needed for the recipe to create Fabricadabra, and that ice cream puts you immediately into Spellweaver command style. Eating 2 of those in a row will get you straight into Spellweaver Finisher. And as you can see throughout the entire run how Spellweaver Finisher has been demolishing bosses, you can see how basically having instant Spellweaver Finisher at the right next to, you know, at the hip of your pocket, you can just plow through these endgame bosses. That's why we've been kind of perusing through these worlds, not actually doing the bosses until we have collected all the ice cream ingredients we needed to. And then we're gonna get the ice cream, set up for the endgame, and plow through the final bosses of the entire run.
Hey, wake up.
Alright, and now we're going to be heading to the fruit ball section of this run. Where, essentially this is just a, unfortunately, like gummy missions in KH2, there has to be some downtime in this run, and this is the downtime, essentially. It's a 3-minute, auto-scroller minigame. Or not necessarily an auto-scroller, but just a 3-minute long minigame that does not, have a way to finish it early. So all you have to do is just win this minigame, and you get to progress through the story. So this is your downtime, essentially. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. My boy Asa over here seems to have taken a nappy nap. It appears that he, if he is indeed asleep, he's been working hard, yo. He's been working hard. He's got things to do. He's got a life to live. You know what I mean? So, he deserves his little nap. All right, I'll be doing solo commentary for the rest of this. And since it appears, alright, Biz. Well, since it appears to be the downtime of this run, and it appears my my buddy in crime, my partner in crime, has disappeared, we can officially turn this into just BB commentary. Or Biz can show up. What's up, Biz?
Eh, I'll just take over until he wakes up, I guess.
I was about to start up Careless Whisper. There goes Jazz Hour. Oh well.
What is that?
Oh, nothing. Don't worry about it. So, have you been keeping up with the match as of late?
Yeah, it's really close. I'm actually not that surprised since Shib has like really improved this entire tournament, so I'm not surprised he's on Adam's level.
Let me see here. Yeah, it's really just like a 30-second deficit at this point, to be honest. And anything can happen in an endgame for sure.
Yeah, exactly. I've never really watched Shib do a run either, so this is new to me to see what kind of strats he does.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know that you could do what Adam's doing right now. That's new to me.
I've never seen that before either. Yeah. He finds some pretty fun ways to mess around in this fight. I saw him doing the same thing during your race with him.
Dude, physics. Uh, you might be asking yourself why he's just swinging his keyblade around in midair. The answer is Aqua physics.
I still would never feel comfortable taking a bathroom break on this minigame, even if you have like a 20-point lead.
Uh,
That's going to be the time they break the grapes and score every single one on you.
ha! The game's greatest way of trolling you. It's not DS minigame, it's not anything else. It's that, of course.
Yeah,
Alright.
I saw both of their DS minigames too. Adam almost died, and Shib looked like he had a really solid one.
Adam looked like he almost died like 5 different times from the look of it. Like, he started it off bad, and it just kind of seemed like it just never was able to stabilize, whereas Shib was nice and chill up against the wall, just picking off guys. Alright, it looks like Adam already has his deck ready to go. So essentially, you turn your deck from a magnet ice barrage type of deck to just ice cream galore plus Firaga renewal barrier for once more second chance and ignites for later on, of course. There might be a couple of variations. I do it. Everybody seems to do it a little bit differently. Their end game deck, anyway.
Yeah, there's many different combinations you could do depending on what strats you do. For example, like you don't need ignites in the final boss fights, but it does help speed it up if you know what you're doing. But you could replace those with like 2 Kiers if you feel comfortable with it.
Oh,
Or
yo.
just none at all if you want to YOLO.
There's the Raging Storm. I was waiting for that to happen to someone, so it looks like Shib is the winner of that.
Well, it happened to Adam in your race.
Did it really? Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
He was telling me about that. I must have slipped my mind.
Wait, I don't think we should move him because then wouldn't it might be going through his audio, right?
Oh yeah, if we move him, then it's not gonna pick us up at all.
Yeah.
All right, it looks like Shib actually had to reconstruct his deck, so he wasn't actually just 30 seconds behind. So it's probably more closer to like 50 seconds to a minute. It looks like. All right, so Zach essentially is Ignite, Spellweaver Finisher, Ignite, Spellweaver Finisher. The hard part is getting off the Ignite and then hoping that Zach doesn't attack you before you can get off the 2 Fabras. Otherwise, you kind of have to spend a little bit of extra time being a little bit safe and waiting for him to charge you next.
I don't know if Bloody does what I do, but I tend to try to move away a little bit while I'm popping stuff and casting Ignite so that I kind of create a little bit of distance between us so that if he does decide to attack, you know, less chance he can hit you in time.
Mm-hmm. I think my theory is that if he does like charge me a little bit early, I try and get get that same like original distance away from him, so that way he won't like backdash me if I try and like get the Fabra off and just like pop it right next to him. If he backdashes, then that's like damage lost. But if you're just a little bit more patient, then you're good to go. Now it looks like Adam is going up against Hades and Frosty over here. Definitely one of the more fun, sarcastic fights.
I have
of
to
the
ask
entire
you,
run.
did you figure out how to make this fight consistent or what? Because it looks like you have a really smart strat of making Hades attack you instead of DM.
Yeah, if he gets into this if he gets into the phase of where he's like clawing at you, and then you hit him, like you use Spellweaver Finisher while he's doing that, and you juggle him away from you, then it doesn't really seem like he wants to use any other moves. He just continues to use that move. Now, if he's hit by like Ice Breath or something like that, then it seems to kind of change things. It could be anything at that point, but if it's just Spellweaver and you kind of have him in that lock, then it doesn't seem like he gets out of it, even if Ice Colossus dies before he does.
That sounds really cool, though. And looks like Adam had a perfect DM-less fight.
Yeah.
Let's see what Shib tries to do, because when I was hearing him commentate your match, he seemed like kind of surprised at the way you guys were doing it.
I'm interested to see what happens here. I think that Hades would want to charge him at this point. No? Okay, it seems like he wants to go... See, at that point right there, as you saw, he wasn't clawing at Aqua before Shib got the Spellweaver finisher off. He was just kind of like in his neutral state. So he didn't claw again immediately after. He did something different, and now he's DMing, which is hugely unfortunate. I would at least want to kill Ice Titan at this point, or Ice Colossus,
no.
I guess.
Oh, what was his HP at? I didn't catch it at the end. I thought he could have killed
It was
Hades
like
there.
a third, right about. So yeah, that's a little bit of time loss for sure. You definitely don't want that to be happening when you're this far behind Adam at this late in the run, for sure. It
Alright,
looks
double
like
kill,
Adam
though.
is, yeah, Adam is just straight on his way to Gantu. This fight is, I've had particular trouble with this fight, simply because it seems like after your Spellweaver finisher, he just nails you with a move, and there's not much you can do to get out of it.
Yeah,
But
it's usually the dash move he has a good chance of hitting you at the very end of Spellweaver because of like it's a pretty lingering hitbox it has and it's wide range, so it snags you really easily and can kill you if you try to pop another Fabra before you guard or get HP or dodge or whatever.
now, what's interesting here is that Gantu is actually immune to Ignite, but he is still weak to Poison. So the poison that we got all the way back in Dwarf Woodlands and we've kind of kept around is used specifically just for this fight, and only this fight, since Gantu has this one weakness. Oof. Alright, this is scary. He probably... I think he's got this. Yeah. It seems like with Stitch's extra shots, he was able to get the kill without having to worry about what was going to happen after that Spellweaver finisher.
Oh, that was scary.
Yeah. It looks like Shib is just marching along, just doing the same thing, essentially.
Yeah, so Adam has told me that even with poison strats, it may not kill him in 2 cycles of Fabra, but generally,
yeah, no, it's
95% of the time it will.
It is reliant on Stitch actually shooting him for sure, and you getting the full thing. Like if Gantu were to like charge in the middle of it and you weren't like right next to him the whole way, then you'd lose damage that way. But it definitely helps. Poison is definitely helps as compared to just going for Spellweaver finishers and hoping that Stitch gets you like huge amounts of damage with his shots. And keeping the poison around. I mean, you have slots to use, so keeping the poison around isn't really that big of a problem.
And now we get to see Shib do it and see if anything different happens for him.
Now, I
Generally-
don't think that he has poison. Yeah,
Does
it
he
looks like
not?
he's just going straight for it.
Is that like his strat or what?
Ooh, so close. Yeah, I think so. I don't think he has poison for this fight.
That is
If
interesting.
he had the damage from Stitch, that would have been insane to just get the 2 Spellweaver raw, but
Ah,
he
so
didn't appear
close,
to have got
yeah.
it. Let me see here.
Yeah, it's a lot of people don't know in Gantu, you actually can't get hit at the beginning of the fight if you just go right forward into him. It just goes right over your head, so you're completely safe to cast poison, pop the Fabras, everything is just easy peasy. After that is where it gets random, even though it's pretty consistent fight, it's just you always have to be on guard that you could die at any time.
I'm coming soon now, Jeff. And
Oh, this is the best.
Please. Oh great, Asa the king.
yeah, right.
Tell me more.
Please.
I can't tell if he's awake,
I
yo.
know, I can't tell.
Dude, I don't even know anymore.
Okay.
Good morning, sleepyhead. How are you doing today?
I don't know. I don't even know anymore. Dude, I don't even understand what's... Alright. Aqua critical!
The good news is you didn't miss that much. You were asleep for like 15 minutes, I think.
Dude,
So I just kind of took your spot while you were gone.
Thanks, Biz. I appreciate you.
You can take back over if you want.
Nah, man, dude,
dude.
do what you gotta do. You can stick around, man. Stick around.
Alright, sure.
Alright.
Watch the end of this race, yo.
Yeah, dude.
I guess I'll mention that Adam does a menu there that Bloody does not, I believe, and that's putting all ignites on.
I do a menu there, but it's a little bit shorter just because
Okay.
what is it? I go from like 3 Fabras and 2 ignites, 1 poison to just replacing 2 of the Fabras with poison. Oh, okay. So this is what Shib was thinking of the entire time. So Shib wanted to use, what was it? He wanted to use the new ice cream ingredient collection strats, but he also wanted cartwheel level 4 at the same time. So it looks like he just wanted to go for a wild bruiser right there and get cartwheel level 4. I don't think I saw him get it. I wasn't paying full attention. I saw the back end of that, but
while I was counting Z's, how far behind is Shib at this point? It seems that he caught up quite a bit.
it seems to be the same
Yeah.
from my perspective. Maybe a little bit more, especially since he got DM'd by Hades, whereas Adam did not.
I see.
And he
I
also
see.
had 3 cycle Gantu for not using poison strats.
Oh, I see. That's rough.
So, as you guys saw with Bloody's race, Vanitas is a little bit weird the second time around. We actually want to induce his dive attack, and the only way that happens is if we hit him 10 times with an attack. So hitting him with 10 ignites will trigger that move, but we want the damage to be enough so that the Spellweaver finisher kills him. So we actually have to put like a little bit of distance in between them, or time rather, so that we don't do it too soon, or else it won't kill him. And Adam looks like he should definitely kill him here.
All right. So according to people that are actually attentive in chat, Shib did in fact get cartwheel level 4. It looks like he just wasn't comfortable with doing final fights without cartwheel level 4, so he decided to kill a wild bruiser along the way with Fabra, which I guess is a little bit faster than doing the setup that we used to do in deep space. So, not a bad idea.
Yeah, that was pretty smart to just, kill like one enemy there rather than try to kill a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
With Adam
Like
getting
Shib also has all the ignites.
with Adam getting done, he'll be moving on to the final fights. And is there much left for Shib's hopes and dreams? Because it doesn't.
Adam
really
needs
seem
to make
like
a
it.
major mistake. Like that's what this is
Yeah.
gonna come down to. Adam needs to make a major mistake. He has to like die somewhere or get caught by a tornado in
Yeah.
order for Shib to get back in this.
Yeah.
And he has to not make any mistakes himself.
And you can't just
Yeah.
like even in those tornadoes, you can't just sit there and die because like especially the one with like
The floods.
Yeah, the floods. They don't attack you. They just sit there and look at you very menacing, and it takes
And
a
they
very,
can just
very
whiff
long
you
time.
too. Just
Yeah,
overshoot you.
yeah.
You can't
a lot.
win the portal or the tornado either, or else you probably can't easily dodge throughout it.
Yeah, exactly.
It will probably trigger another tornado to come right at you while you're falling, from my experience anyway of casual
Oh,
play.
it definitely does. When I was doing
But
that,
the death and continue would probably be the best possible course there. But that is a that's a mistake right there for sure if it were to happen.
yeah, with
Oh
that,
yeah,
with
that's
those
a run killer.
Oh yeah, definitely. With those giant floods that don't hit you, that's almost a guaranteed at least 45 seconds just gone, and that could be just like a Shib's saving grace. But I like to be honest with you guys, I haven't seen anyone get hit with a tornado in about 13 blue moons. So
At least not at this high
consistent.
level for
yeah,
sure.
exactly.
Yeah, like it's completely player error to mess that up, and it's just don't usually see it because you do it like once or twice and you got it down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
All right, Shib does the lure away from Vanitas thing, so easy kill for him there. A little bit scary being at 1 HP, but he got it.
That's what I found interesting is that Adam doesn't seem to have picked up on that strategy. At least when I was watching him do Final Vanitas at the very end, I didn't see him use it at all.
I thought I saw him do it on Vanitas too during your race with him, but I didn't see him do it right now, so I'm a bit confused.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, yeah, this lead is pretty big at this point for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, like Shib hasn't died, and I mean yeah, it's like I was mentioning before. It's like the small things kind of built this big lead,
Built
and now
up, yeah.
and now it's just like he's getting punished by like getting DM'd by Hades and the Gontu fight and stuff like this. With like Vanitas too,
Yeah.
not going like perfectly well.
What is
Like it's stuff like that.
I don't have the leaderboards open right now. What is Shib's PB in this game?
I think he has a 113, I want to say. It's either
Last
114
I
or
knew it was
113.
but he could have improved it over the last couple days. for
Well,
all I know.
bottom
Let
line.
me take a quick gander. I have
Well,
the leaderboards right
even-
here in front of me.
Well, even though he like,
He's a 113.47.
He is on PB pace right now. So I mean, overall, even if he loses against Adam right here, if Adam doesn't make a major mistake and dies to Bragg or something like twice, he's still on PB pace. If he doesn't die and destroys his hope of PBing. So this is overall just still a good run for Shib. Just kind of unfortunate he has to go against Adam, one of the best PBS runners there is.
Yeah, that's what happens once you hit like losers finals,
Yeah,
winners
Yeah.
finals, and all that sort of thing. Your competition definitely catches up to you.
Most definitely. And I mean, like, it's not like there's a reason we call him Godslayer. He beat Cyber, and his competition was very large. So I mean, who knows? Anything can happen. We still have those last two fights with Vanitas still being a thing.
No. It looks in that case, it definitely looked like Shib, like just his opportunity kind of just like met him right there. Like he was doing pretty well, and Cyber just seemed like he was rusty and hadn't played the game in forever. The issue here is that Adam seems to be like, even though he says that he hasn't like been seriously running this game consistently, he's like looking like he's in top form right now. So,
Most definitely.
I mean, the reason for that, though, is because he's just had so much experience with BBS being, like, the main BBS runner on PSP and such, so transitioning to this was not hard for him. Even though he hasn't done many runs in Aqua Crit Level 1, he still generally knows what he's doing from all the experience, so he's, like, very consistent overall.
Definitely. Heading into break, BB, go ahead. Break down this fight. Or Biz, whoever. Step up.
But he can do it.
all right. Well, basically, Bragg has a couple. It's a really set pattern actually. The only RNG is whether or not he goes air or ground. Basically, he starts with charges, and then he decides whether or not to do air or ground shots. And then he does this black laser right here, I guess I'll call it, since it's blue laser, but black in this version. And then he transitions to whatever phase he didn't do before. So the other one that he did, he started with air, it looked like, and now is transitioning to ground. And what you're just doing is you're using Spellweaver on the black laser, as well as reflecting the shots back at him. And whether or not the shots actually reflect back and do the max damage or not is reliant a bit on RNG. So it's possible to kill him right there during that DM when you double flight up and use that Spellweaver finisher. But he didn't get the perfect damage there, so he's just going to have to do 1 or 2 extras in order to get the damage that he needs.
Yeah, definitely. Overall, though, this has been a pretty solid fight. I mean, there's been a couple scary points. Him receiving a death right now would just definitely be devastating with Shib.
This looks like a below average fight for sure.
Yeah,
but,
definitely.
But at this point, he kind of has the ability to have a below average fight since he has this lead and just kind of play it safe, not
Yeah, he's
not
playing
die,
it
not
safe
go
here.
crazy.
He could have tried to go for a Spellweaver kill there, but it would have been super risky being at 1 HP after if it fails to kill. So that was smart that he played it safe and waited for the opening and the heal.
Definitely. With Shib now in Keyblade Graveyard, I think he's heading towards Bragg right now, or is at Bragg.
He just skipped the last cutscene for Bragg, so he's entering that right now as Adam goes into the final battle.
Yeah, and this
You can
this
explain
fight is
Vanitas
fun.
too, because you know it well.
Yeah. So essentially, how this works is Vanitas 2 will just like the dives in well, no, Final Vanitas, just like Vanitas 2, where it takes 10 hits for him to start his dives. In this case, it's Vanitas using 5 moves. And there's oh wow, it's an early death, but I think he still has like this big lead, especially since Shib is still working on break.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
but it's 5 moves used by Vanitas until he dives. And then he also uses this gigantic shockwave, like X key attack, whatever you want to call it. I don't know, giant shockwave.
One.
So so essentially, you want to be using your Spellweaver finishers during those parts when he's diving and when he's DMing like that, because that's when he's most vulnerable and he won't teleport out. So he's looking for those moments.
I don't agree with him going for the Mickey RC before popping.
I
two
don't agree with it
Fabros.
either, actually. I think that
That
is actually
seems
kind
risky.
of a yeah. Now this is interesting because he hasn't done quite as much damage to Vanitas as I kind of expected him to. So Shib is kind of catching up a little bit.
Yeah,
It
this
just
is-
seems like Shib is having just if he had a better break fight, he would probably be just entering the fight like already, and would be like, you know, in the running. But this fight just seems bad.
Yeah, this really goes to show how like, you need to follow on
alright.
what you need to do.
This is looking real slow.
Yeah,
You-
especially no, the last thing that Adam needs is a death. I think he's got full Fabras, so he has some to use. But this is looking a little grim.
Yeah,
He
I was
has-
gonna say Shib can still take this actually.
Well, there's gonna need to be some mistake. Oh, it looks like
Oh,
yeah,
mm,
that'll
I
close
don't-
it for sure.
I think he's
Yeah, there we go. That's the end right there.
Oh wow, good job from Adam. 112.07 from him. As Shib now in final fight right now versus Final
It looked like
Vanitas.
that actually could have been a potential PB by Adam if he didn't
Oh,
choke
yeah.
Final Vanitas right there.
Yeah, definitely could have been, seeing as after I believe it was after one Spellweaver he received an early death for being a little bit too close. Shib now going ahead and finishing up the final fight. Overall, pretty decent run for Adam. For
I
what
just
I
realized
saw.
he stopped the timer, so now we don't know.
We don't know what his potential time
Yeah.
could have been.
Yeah.
And
The
he stopped the
unfortunate part.
timer too, so now we don't even know if it's a PB.
Yeah.
It's really unfortunate. He's gonna have to go back and retime this if he wants to figure out if it was going to be a PB for him. I
Yeah,
want to say
I
it was
would-
close.
It was just kind of like a really bad Final Vanitas. Like he died right off the bat, and then he just followed it up with a really bad Final Vanitas. So, like, I'm trying to think of like the potential.
That seemed
Time
to be like
save
a
he could
minute
have had.
gone at least.
Yeah. So it maybe could have been 110 pace. It
I
looked
think
like.
it was based off of what I was seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Shib, no.
Not having
Well, probably it's not a PB now, so we don't probably have to worry about that.
Yeah. In-game time, you could have. You could check in-game time and then like kind of make a rough estimate as to what the actual like final hit would have been, or if he had like, you know,
Yeah.
we have the highlight, so we could have retimed it that way if it actually was PB.
Yeah, that death is definitely going to cost him a PB, though. Both players died the final Vanitas ones to kind of show you how lame this fight can be, honestly. It
Oh,
can
yeah.
just kill you if it really wants to.
Right at the end of the run, one of the worst designed fights I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah, this is a train wreck of a fight.
Congrats on winning the race, though. Just trying to
Hmm.
focus on finishing this.
It's a lot better than it used to be, but it's still,
Just tied to him.
it can still troll you pretty hard.
Yeah. Well, shoutouts to Shib for actually going through with and finishing
Yeah, I
the
don't
race, it looks like.
what my
Yeah.
time is at.
So this is going to put him
Accidentally
at third
split when I was
place, which
going
is
split list.
still pretty
It
impressive
ripped.
and very unexpected from when we started the tournament.
Yeah, dude. Starting as a 10 seed and probably like a 120-ish time.
Oh,
Definitely has improved a lot over time. I definitely, I didn't see him getting past Cyber at all, but, Yeah, the God Slayer, dude. It was pretty fun while it lasted, for sure.
That's gonna do it. That concludes Losers Finals.
Yeah, so that leaves Grand Finals, which it looks like it's rematch, me versus Adam.
The run
in
back,
Grand Finals.
the dirty run back of Bloody Biscuits versus Adam. Let's get him in here.
User was
The,
moved to your
wild-
channel.
Oi,
User was
good
moved to
job,
your
folks. On your
Thanks.
on your run, Adam. Good job on the win. Good job, Shib, on resetting on orbs.
I was trying to go splitless, and I just went the split, and it was a rip.
Yeah, I was like, wow. I was like, did he reset just because like 205 orbs or something? Wow. Good job, you guys. Adam winning the race with the 112.07. I'm gonna assume Shib got like a 115.
114, yeah, low
Yeah.
or high 114.
Good job from you. Good from you both. What were you guys' expectations going to the run? Let's start with you, Shib. Go.
Better performance. I think I underperformed a lot and did a lot of stupid mistakes. I'd let my nerves get the better of me since it was like the finals and everything.
Yeah.
I was performing at a lot better consistency throughout the whole week, and then today just kind of went out the window.
Yeah. As BB said, you had very, very small mistakes, but it built up, and it built up,
Yeah.
and it built up, and it just led to that. And it was unfortunate, but it was still a pretty
Yeah.
decent run, man, for considering your PB.
By the time Adam made his biggest mistake of the run, you were just too far behind to capitalize on it, was the issue.
Oh yeah, he died of Vanitas.
Yeah, he died to Vanitas and then followed it up with, like, one of the slowest final Vanitases ever.
Yeah,
Plus
my
the
second
battery.
fight was pretty fast, but unfortunately I didn't have any Fire-Raga or anything to poke him with. All I had was Raging Storm.
Unfortunate. Adam, what about you? Were you just like, I want this
I
run
just-
back?
I just wanted the game to give me some better luck than last run, which it did. Besides for Deep Space. Deep Space wanted me dead.
Yeah, I saw that. It looked like you were just running for your life in the BS minigame.
Minigame,
The minigame.
Jellyfish, and Gone 2 all wanted me dead pretty
Oh
well.
really?
I complained about the Deep Space minigame being too passive last time, and the game held me.
I think mine went pretty well. It was a nice mixture of aggressiveness and passiveness.
No, yeah, Shib, you definitely saved a little bit of time on Adam for sure. At that point, it was like a minute gap, and then it kind of turned into like a 40-second gap at that point.
Yeah. Any spots, Shib, that you were super worried about?
Scared about bike minigame, and then final fights as well. But bike minigame went fine, and then I died once to Vanitas, but
I see.
I don't know, I might have been able to PB if I didn't, but the race was already gone by that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were on PB pace for sure until that death.
Damn.
And I saw the cartwheel level 4 strats that you were like thinking about earlier. I didn't really I couldn't put it together until I realized you were gonna use some ice cream to kill a wild bruiser. Pretty neat thinking.
Oh yeah, thanks. It didn't go exactly as planned because I had to kill a totem with the second, but like Adam was bringing up earlier, it might have been because I had perfect shock escort, so I didn't have to kill anything during that.
Oh, that's right. That was very true.
Yeah. Well, good job, you guys. With that, we're actually going to close out for the night. But tune in tomorrow for the grand finals with Adam Timothy versus Bloody Biscuits. The salty run back. I'm gonna name this one. I owe you $1, BB. You won. Enjoy your 63 cents, punk.
PayPal pennies. Fuck yeah.
You already know. Tune in tomorrow, guys. Same channels. I don't know what time.